Good evening, folks, and a very warm welcome to yet another episode of the Geelong Region Soccer Show podcast. My name is Tonchi Prusak, and I'm with you here for the next 45 to 50 minutes or so. It is episode 18 for 2026, and goodness me, the year is going by ever so quickly, Folks, unfortunately, it's probably our third last episode for the season because we're struggling to get sponsors. We've tried in vain, but just people either are not interested or times are very, very tough at the moment. But it's our 18th episode. We've got enough funding for 20 episodes. We'd love to see our 25 episodes this year, and we are seeking sponsors. So if you are out there and you are looking to help us out, to get us over the line, drop us a line, send us an email, communitysportsmedia@gmail.com, private message us. Or if you're an individual, just for $5 a month, patreon.com/Geelong Region Soccer Show. There's the ticker at the bottom. Become a member as well of that of the podcast. It's a $5 donation. Not even the cup of a mug of coffee these days will get you there. Tonight, folks, we've got a big show. We've got a massive show. We've got two huge guests. We've got the assistant coach of the Bell Park Soccer Club's senior men's state 14, and that is Andrew Longo. On the weekend, the All Whites recorded a very, very important 3-2 win over the previous league leaders, West Preston, at home on Saturday night, and that thrust the All Whites into top spot with 8 rounds remaining. So well done to Bell Park, and we'll be catching up with Andrew a little bit later on in the program. Also joining us tonight is Kieran Ower. He's the organiser of a very, very special charity day that's happening this Saturday night or Saturday afternoon at Lara Recreation Reserve, Kick for Lock Day. And it's a bowel cancer awareness charity, as well as raising funds for his brother Lachlan Ower, who at the age of 28 is fighting bowel cancer. And the Ower family is very, very well known in the Geelong football circles, and that is happening this weekend. It will also be part of the State League 5 men's local derby between Lara United and also Deacon Ducks. So get out there to Lachlan, to Lara Recreation Reserve later this week or on the weekend. But also you'll be hearing about the Kick for Lock Day with Kieran Ower a little bit later on in the program as well. Now we start, I guess, the official part of today's show in a very, very sad and somber note. And the Geelong football community has been left shocked and devastated by the sudden passing of Jimmy Onturk, owner of Jimmy's Good Food Cafe and a former player, administrator, long-time sponsor and supporter of the Corio Soccer Club. He's been remembered after his sudden death by a wide cross-section of people in both the local football community as well as the wider mainstream community, particularly in Bell Park. We all knew Jimmy. Everyone knew Jimmy. And he was a lovable figure. He owned several businesses over the years, most notably Jimmy's Good Food Cafe and Cafita Pizza in Bell Park, while his family also owned the iconic Wood Oven Pizza in Mercer Street for many years. He gave back to the Corio Soccer Club through sponsorship and support. And he also played AFL football right until the end with the Geelong Masters over 55s team. Anyone who knew Jimmy, he looked fighting fit. Unfortunately, at the age of 58, prematurely he was taken away from us last night, and condolences to his family and to everyone at Corio Soccer Club. As you can see, that was a post from earlier today. Corio Soccer Club said they were shocked and deeply saddened to hear of the passing of Jimmy, who was a part of the fabric of the club for many years. He played for Corio, served on the committee, sponsored the club, and had remained a loyal supporter through so many seasons. More than anything, as Corio Soccer Club says, Jimmy was simply one of the kindest people you could meet, always willing to help, always supportive, always community-minded, and always there for the people around him. This is a huge loss to our club, to the wider community, and most of all to his family and friends. Our thoughts, love, and deepest condolences are with Jimmy's family. I did reach out to Kadir Aaron, who is the president of Corio Soccer Club, and understandably, he wasn't in any state to come on the show. It was very raw, and obviously they were not only well known to each other at the club, they were personal friends, family friends as well. So our condolences are extended to everyone involved with the Corio Soccer Club on the sad passing of Jimmy Onturk. Eddie Contel, who we've had on this show quite often in the last few episodes, Deputy Mayor, was the acting mayor up until recently. He had a special connection, a special relationship with Jimmy, and often came to Jimmy's Food Cafe to meet some of his constituents and also just to talk to football people in general. And he said in a social media post, like so many others, I am devastated by the unexpected and extremely sad passing of Jimmy Onturk. Jimmy from Jimmy's Good Food Cafe, affectionately known as the Mayor of Separation Street, was one of the friendliest, most welcoming and generous people you could ever meet. He had a gift for making everyone feel valued and at home. I always cherished our coffee catch-ups and our conversations about our childhoods, our shared experiences growing up in migrant families, etc., etc. A sad day indeed, and certainly sad news that has rocked the very foundations of our football community here in Geelong, especially up in the northern suburbs, because, as I said, everyone just seemed to know Jimmy Onturk. At the age of 58 years, tender age of 58 years, Jimmy Onturk, rest in peace. Okay, we continue tonight's news desk, and we'll straight away turn our attention to the Victorian Premier League 1 men's division that was played on the weekend. North Geelong Warriors drew with Port Melbourne 1-1, and it was courtesy of a injury time goal by Angus Chapman that rescued the result for the Warriors. A disappointing result considering the Port Melbourne are on the bottom of the ladder, and it was certainly 2 points lost rather than 1 point gained. This week, the Warriors travel to 7th placed Eltham Redbacks. They're on the same amount of points. North Geelong has one game in hand against Melbourne Serbia, And this game will kick off at 3 p.m. at Eltham North Reserve this Saturday. Very important game for the Warriors. Galaxy United came up against Eltham Redbacks, who are on top of the VPLW competition, and unfortunately came away with a 4-3 loss in a goal-filled top-of-the-table clash. What a game this one was. Well, it wasn't a top-of-the-table clash. It was first versus third. Galaxy went into this game in third position, and potentially a win here could have catapulted Galaxy above Eltham on the VPLW ladder. And Sugimori scored in the 19th minute and in the 50th minute to bring her season's tally to 8 goals. Layla Butler scored in the 62nd minute. And despite scoring 3 goals against a strong Eltham Redbacks defence, it wasn't enough. The Redbacks running out 4-3 winners over Galaxy. That means that Galaxy dropped now to 5th position on the ladder, but it's very, very close between the 2nd and the 5th. And as we can see, this week, another tough game. On Sunday, Galaxy hosting Bandura United at the Bannockburn Sports Precinct. Game kicking off at 2 p.m. Round 16 fixture, 2nd place Bandura coming up against the 5th place Geelong Galaxy. Now, Bandura does have a game in hand, but they are 1 point ahead at the moment. Now, the ominous sign here is that Bandura are unbeaten after 14 games, yet to record a loss. There's always a first. There's always an opportunity for a first, and can Galaxy inflict the very first loss of the season for Bandura? Well, we'll see this Sunday. Okay, moving along to the Men's State League competition, round 14. Another case of 2 points lost, dropped rather than 1 point gain for Geelong. Piermarco D'Angelo scoring Geelong's goal in their 1-1 draw against Yarraville Glory. In State League 2 action, Surf Coast lost to top of the table side FC Strathmore, 2-3 at Banyule Warrior Reserve. Emmanuel Kipiator and Masamichi Kurayanagi scoring for the home side. Kurayanagi scoring from the penalty spot. Corio defeated Mill Park 2-0. Lewis Bamford scoring his 3rd goal of the season for Corio. And Tristan McGrath scoring only his 2nd goal for Corio since crossing over from Lara United last season. Good and important win for Corio as they are on the bottom of the table. Geelong Rangers currently sitting in 2nd last position on the State League 2 standings. They lost to Whittlesea Rangers 1-0, so it certainly is not a good position for the Geelong sides to be. Now, we mentioned Bell Park defeating West Preston in State League 4 action on the weekend. Liam Muscat scoring, Nicholas Bardich, and an own goal. And that was a great win over the previously top-placed West Preston. In State League 5, it wasn't a good day for the Geelong clubs. Heidelberg Stars defeated Deakin Ducks 3-0. And at home, Lara United lost to Darebin United 4-0. In the Geelong Derby, or the Southern Geelong Derby in State League 6 action, Ocean Grove, the home side, defeated Barwon Soccer Club 2-1. Ollie Honeyford and Pat Scooser scoring for Ocean Grove. It was Scooser's 8th goal of the season. And that man again, Finn Murphy, bobbing up to score his 18th goal of the season. He was the only goal scorer for Barwon. So he's scored now 8 goals in the last 3 games, or 10 goals in the last 6 matches. Incredible achievement by Finn Murphy. Now we turn our attention to this weekend's round 15 fixtures. Geelong at home to Layla United in the Macedonian Derby at Stead Park. 6 p.m. kickoff this Saturday night. So it's a case of 2nd versus 4th. And Geelong need to get back on the winners list and need to win this game in what is potentially a 6-pointer against their sister club from Melbourne. Rangers are at home to 2nd placed Uni Hill Eagles at Myers Reserve. A tough ask for the youthful Rangers, but they need to start collecting points if they want to avoid that relegation zone. And an even tougher game for Corio coming up against top side Strathnava, FC Strathmore, at Strathnava Reserve. And it's always a tough venue to go to, but this one is going to be in particular a tough one for Corio. Whittlesea Rangers are at home to our Surf Coast. It's a case of 9th versus 5th, and that game at Harvest Home Reserve kicking off at 5 p.m. Keon Park, who are in 4th position, take on top side Bell Park at JC Donath Reserve at 7 p.m. And as we said a little bit later on, we'll be catching up with Andrew Longo, who is the senior assistant coach at Bell Park, and he'll tell us all about last weekend's win against West Preston. He'll also tell us all the news regarding the team heading into this weekend's all-important clash against Keon Park there on Saturday night. Over the page in State League 5 action, it's a Geelong derby, and we mentioned this at the top of the show. Lara United taking on the Deakin Ducks. It's 12th versus 4th, and it's all part of the Kick for Lock Day this Saturday from 12:30 p.m. onwards at Lara United Soccer Club. There's going to be food, drinks, raffles, giveaways. There's a charity match. All the proceeds are donated to Lockie's Cancer Battle, as you can see there on the billboard there in front of APCO in Lara. And also, in addition to that, there's going to be the local derby game between Lara United and Deakin Ducks. In State League 6, Maidstone, the top team hosts our Ocean Grove, who are in 4th position at the moment. Game kicking off at 3 p.m. at Scoville Reserve. And then Barwon, taking on Spring Hills, 5th versus 6th. An important game for the home side there. Game at Grovedale Reserve at 5:15 p.m. In Women's State League 1 action, North Geelong Warriors were leading 5-3 against Sydenham Park when the game was abandoned in the 85th minute as a result of an injury to a Sydenham Park player. Obviously, being abandoned at 85 minutes means it will more than likely stand at 5-3 for the Warriors. Nagiko Chiba scored 2 goals. Amelia Kojina scored 1, Tiana Mahalik scored 1, and Zoe Barry also scored 1 for the Warriors. This Sunday in round 11 action, it's Faulkner hosting the Warriors at CB Smith Reserve with the game kicking off at 3 p.m. The Warriors have jumped into 7th spot by virtue of that win against Sydenham Park, only their 3rd win of the season, and they are ahead of 8th placed Faulkner just by 1 point. So it's an important game, this weekend's game for sure. Turning our attention now to the local league. It was a catch-up round, so there were only 2 games played in the men's competition. Surf Coast defeated FC Leopold 2-0 at Estuary Reserve on Friday night, and yesterday on Sunday, Armstrong United lost to Bowen 3-1. Round 6 action this weekend on Friday night, Bell Park taking on Bowen at Baseford in a 1 versus 3 contest. Game kicking off at 7 p.m. Deakin Ducks then host Geelong Rangers also on Friday night at 7:30 p.m. Important game there for the Rangers. On Sunday, Surf Coast are at home to Golden Plains, and Armstrong United hosts FC Leopold. Both those games kicking off at 3 p.m. In the women's division, no games were played on the weekend, so those are the results of the round 5 matches played last weekend or previously, the weekend previously. On Saturday, we've got a full round of matches. Bowen at home to Bell Park, Rangers hosting Armstrong United in a battle of 1st versus 3rd. Deakin Ducks taking on Surf Coast, Ocean Grove at home to Lara United in the final game. Now, we mentioned the Kick for Lock Day. That's happening this Saturday at Lara Recreation Reserve. Get out there as whenever you can from 12:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. and possibly even later. We'll be speaking to Kieran Owa, one of the main organisers of Kick for Lock Day, a little bit later on in the show. And we'll also be catching up with Andrew Longo very, very shortly. In fact, after this short break, we're going to we'll be speaking to Andrew Longo. Now, before we go on further, once again, it's a little bit of a shameless plug. I have become an author, and my debut novel, was released just a couple of weeks ago. The Final Whistle: A Footballer's Legacy. Um, Available on Amazon Books, Amazon Kindle, books.buy, and effectively it is if on Amazon you order it today, you'll get it in about 3 days' time. It's an amazing turnaround. Dreams don't come true unless you first experience the nightmare. Marco was a gifted young footballer from Melbourne's western suburbs who harboured an extraordinary dream to become a professional footballer in the top leagues of Europe. Little did he know that his journey to glory would be fraught with unexpected obstacles, relentless pain, and profound sacrifices. There's a statistic that males between the ages of 15 and 24 are the worst readers. They only read about 10% regularly. If anything can be achieved, it's that demographic can be inspired to take up reading, and if they can even see maybe themselves in something in this book or in one of the characters, or just enjoy the actual storyline, I think I will have achieved a hell of a lot. Reach out to me if your club would like to host maybe even a book night, where I will come down and provide autographed copies. It's up to you guys. Hopefully, we'll have enough people from the Geelong football community supporting this project. We're going to take a short break, and when we return, it will be time for our first guest, Andrew Longo. Fantastic service, food and coffee, well-stocked produce and groceries at very reasonable prices. 5 stars for the coffee served, beautifully made latte, everything you need in this wonderful little shop. Staff are always friendly and helpful, an absolute treasure to the community. These are just some of the glowing comments of praise by both regular and first-time customers of the iconic Birregurra General Store. The De Cunto family, well known in Geelong football circles, has run the iconic Country General Store since 2020, and apart from providing top quality service, they, along with their extremely pleasant and friendly staff, make sure that everything you could possibly need is well stocked and always available. Located at 59 to 61 Main Street in Birregurra and open all 7 days a week, the Birregurra General Store is open from 6am each weekday and 7am on weekends. If in Birregurra, pop in and say hello to Steve and Angus. Yes, absolute scenes of jubilation on Saturday night at the Bell Park Sports Club after the All Whites came out 3-2 winners over West Preston in the men's State League 4 top of the table clash, and that thrusts Bell Park into top spot. Momentarily, Bell Park are leading, obviously, there, and we'll go through the ladder there. They're leading the competition on 31 points. Watsonia Heights in second position on 30 points, and West Preston dropped to third, but they are 2 points behind Bell Park with a game in hand. And to tell us all about the win and the run home for the All Whites is the assistant coach up at Bell Park, Andrew Longo. Andrew joins us. Andrew, welcome to the Geelong Region Soccer Show. How are you?
Yeah, I'm going well, Tonchi. How you going?
Good, mate. Good. Very well. Thank you for joining us on tonight. Now, what a win. What a fantastic win that was. And look, take us through that. How did you see it from your perspective on the pitch?
Now, look, the build up to the game was was pretty big. Like during the week, I think everybody knew what was ahead of us. Look, West Preston have pretty much they've been the benchmark for the whole season. They've got a fantastic team. The way they play, they've got a lot of experience within the squad. So we knew we were up for a battle from the start. We kind of studied how they play and kind of what to do. But I feel like we didn't want to focus too much on their game. We wanted to try and let's concentrate on what we're doing right, the things that we're doing, and expand on that within the game. But yeah, it was a big lead up, and the boys definitely showed up on the day.
Yeah. Well, as we can see, there are some photos there from the evening, and that was taken by the official club photographer, I believe.
Yeah, no, we got onto a man called Brian Fitzgerald, and yeah, we got him around the club because there was a massive turnout on the sidelines. It was a full stadium there. We had a lot of young kids, some of our juniors walk out. It was just a good vibe, so we wanted to capture the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well done to Brian Fitzgerald there, who has provided photographs for our show in the past. Now, Jonathan Volgaris scored in the 19th minute for the visitors. Liam Muscat equalised in the 31st minute. Then in the 46th minute, an own goal gave you guys the lead before Nicholas Volgaris scored. It equalised, I should say, in the 67th minute. But that man, Nicholas Bardic, who seems to score goals, he doesn't score too many. I think this was his third goal for the season. But geez, when he scores them, he scores them. And he scored in the 82nd minute to provide the winner. Must have been absolute pandemonium when he scored with, 10 minutes to go?
Yeah, look, there was scenes going on at the pitch. Definitely. Nick Bardic is unbelievable midfielder, and hats off to him because he got an injury about 5 weeks ago, and he's just came back. So last week was his first game back, and he came off the bench. Great attitude, but because we've been playing, we've been in form, like our midfield's been working, so he didn't start this week, so he sat on the bench and then came on to do what he did. And hats off to him because what a great attitude! Like, sitting on the bench sometimes people can put their heads down and things like that. Nick Bardic is not that; he's a full professional. He came on, he does the job. So yeah, hats off to him. And I just wanted to correct you too. The own goal, it was actually Tarnal. It was a corner, so the keeper got a hand onto it. He's a bit shattered because it went down as an own goal.
Oh, is that right? There you go. We stand corrected by the what is it? The dribble lap. Yeah,
the dribble lap. Yeah. I had to correct it, but that's all good. Yeah.
There we go. You've seen it. You've heard it here first on the Geelong Region Soccer Show podcast. Yeah. There you go. Correction. Excellent. Now, look, in the last 5 games, Bell Park has been doing amazingly well. 4 wins out of 5 games. And I guess one of the reasons for that is Nicholas Musso, who's scored, 9 goals this season, but he scored 6 goals in the last 5 games. Now, he didn't score on the weekend, but he's been in absolute fine form. And it must be phenomenal to have that target person up front be able to score put away the opportunities.
Yeah, look, Nicholas Musso, that's Tarnal. He's the one he's the scored the second.
Yep.
He's massively in form at the moment. So he's come over from Italy. He's from Argentina. Great, embraced the club culture. He's part of the fabric there at the moment, but definitely in form. I feel like every week he's getting better and better. Just the way he's presenting at the ball and holding the ball up, and he's starting to really pull the trigger with his foot now and putting him in the net. But he's a massive part of the team, and it's good to have him with us. Yeah.
There you go. Well, he would have then scored 10 goals. So is the club going to appeal that?
I'm sure he's going to make us appeal it. Yeah. So he's he's on the hunt. He wants to put in as many as he can. So he's in the hunt for that golden boot as well. Yeah.
Now I'm just looking at Tarnal's statistics. Played 12, started 12, scored 9 goals. Well, 10 goals if you look at this. He's also got 5 yellow cards, which is pretty good, pretty interesting. Now, I mean, that to me shows the tenacity, the want, the real desire there. So he's obviously, and he's obviously used to the rough and tumble of overseas leagues, but just having him in the squad, particularly for maybe some of the younger players, he must be a real inspiration to a lot of the younger kids there at Bell Park, and must really be instilling a lot of that that mongrel in the team. Is am I right in saying that?
No, I think you've hit the nail on the head. Definitely. I think that like the first training session he came
Mhm.
to Bell Park, yeah, he went flying in, and we're kind of like, "There's that Argentinian." You know, they play with their heart on their sleeve.
Mhm.
We did have to kind of warn him about, it's a little bit different to overseas in terms of like referees and things like that. But yeah, he's definitely got the hunger. Like, even at training and things, he plays with full heart, and yeah, he's definitely got that physicality. Like the young kids definitely look up to him. We do have 4 or 5 young kids in our squad. So we're trying to bring them up through the ranks. But yeah, Tunnels, yeah, he's definitely got that fight in him, and like now that he's coming more in form than say when he first got here, this is when we need him too. So I think he's definitely stepping up, and yeah, it's going to be exciting to see what he does for the rest of the season as well.
Now, for those of you that probably haven't had an opportunity to go up to the Bell Park Sports Club, fantastic facility. But one of the interesting things is that the coaches' boxes are right there in front of the grandstand. So yeah, it's really close up action. You really get to hear the crowd and all of that. But you mentioned the crowd was really good on Saturday night, a big crowd there.
Yeah,
I mean, it must really pump the home team, but it also must provide a bit of an intimidating backdrop, I guess, for some of the opposing players. How
yeah.
important has the crowd been? Has the home support been this year to the success of the boys on the park?
Look, the Bell Park crowd, like they're just massive part of what we do. I feel like in the last season and the year before that, about midway, we really tried to ramp things up and change things at the club.
Uh
And I
huh.
feel like a lot of the people that haven't been around for years are starting to come back and fill the seats in the stadium. Just looking at that song that you played at the start of this
Yeah.
session, like that change room was filled up with crowd. Everyone was in there. They're all a part of it, and we want them to be a part of it on the journey to the end of this season. So and in terms of intimidating, yeah, look, personally, I think it's great having them there because they can hear everyone roaring behind them. So the more intimidation, the better for us as well. So yeah,
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the whole
yeah,
point of having home ground advantage as well. All right, we're to
yep,
look. We'll bring that ladder up as well. So actually, so we'll
yep,
have a look at that. Obviously, West Preston are biting there, but the good thing about the restructured state league fours and fives and sixes and sevens is that you know now it's two up, two down. There's none of it what's been in the past. Just the top team gets automatically through, or second team might have to go on to qualifiers and this. You know where you stand, and I guess at the moment, even with if West Preston was to beat Point Cook in their outstanding game, you'd still be second spot, point clear of Watsonia Heights. And I mean, what 3 rounds ago, that big loss against Watsonia Heights, 6-0, that
yeah.
would really, hopefully, it might not. Won't come back to bite you, but geez, what happened on that occasion? Was it just a bad day at the office?
Yeah. So like me and Alan, look, we pretty much we speak every day. So we kind of went over that game. We were trying to think about we couldn't put our finger on it. We kind of said to the boys too, like, we can analyze the VO, we can analyze that for days, but
Yeah,
we didn't want to go too much into it. Like we thought about the only thing we could bring out of it was mentality. Maybe it was a little bit of a wake up call. And look, I've been around, like I've been in the game for a long, long time now, and look, maybe those wake up calls is what you need sometimes. And I feel
yeah,
like, yeah,
100%.
yeah, and like the chat we had after that week was really about mentality and what we want to achieve as a squad and as a group. And I feel like we had a very raw and honest conversation with the players, and I feel like everybody was like jumped on board. We want to have the right mentality going into this back end of the season, and look, I think it's important to take a step back and look at where you are as a squad and where you are on the ladder. And I think, like reflecting on it, are we all on board? Do we really want this? And I feel like the boys in the last 3 weeks have reacted because, especially the last 2 weeks, the way they've been playing, I think they've gone to another level now. So, we want to ride that out now for the rest of the season and keep that focus there. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. Well, 14 rounds down. There's another 8 matches left in the season, so we're definitely well and truly into the second half of the season. Next week or this weekend coming, another tough game. This time against fourth place Keon Park, away from home down at JC Donath Reserve. What are you expecting from this week's game?
Look, Keon Park, the first time we played them, it's what you always get those games where kind of they haunt you, I guess. They went down to 10 men and stuck it out to us, and we ended up with a draw. So that we know these guys can play, and they're up the top up the top of the ladder for a reason. So we know we're in for a big battle. We know they're going to be a quality side. So yeah, the boys are just focused on doing what we do at training and making sure we go in there with the right mentality.
Yeah. And that's a big game, 7 p.m. Sunday night. So it's obviously with Watsonia Heights breathing down your neck, West Preston at the moment breathing down your neck as well.
Yeah.
Every game, I guess, from here on in is just so important, isn't it?
Yeah, look, it's important, especially like even the teams are on the bottom, like closer to the bottom of the ladder. Like, perfect example, and like we've said it to the boys a few times, like not last year, but a year before that, we were middle of the season, 10 losses and 1 win. So it just shows. Then for the rest of the season, we won the most points. So it just shows like those teams that are at the bottom, they're going to put up a fight. Like they don't want to get relegated. So everybody's going all in, whether they've recruited or they've just now getting the right mentality to get out of that relegation zone. It's going to be a battle every single week from now on.
Yeah. Watsonia Heights, they're taking on 7th placed Mooney Ponds United. So that's going to be a key battle there. And then West Preston taking on bottom side Melbourne University. So well, I don't want to say it, but it seems relatively easy games for both those two. So they're more than likely to capture maximum points, which makes it even more critical that all 3 points are taken at JC Donath Reserve on Saturday night. Mate, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Good luck for not just for this Saturday, but for the rest of the season. And we're certainly hoping that Bell Park can get promoted up to State League 3 and finally get out of that State League 4.
That's what we want. Yeah, everyone's on board with it, so we're going to give it everything for the rest of the season, mate, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Andrew Longo, thank you very much for joining us on the Geelong Region Soccer Show podcast.
No worries, Tonchi. See you around.
Good on you. The assistant coach of the All Whites. We're going to take a very, very short break, folks, and when we return, it will be time to speak to our next special guest tonight, Kieran Ower, who is the organiser of this weekend's very, very important Kick for Lock Day at Lara Recreation Reserve. Don't go away, folks.
The world is yours. So work hard, and you can have whatever it is you want.
Well, we're back at Lara Recreation Reserve. We were here a few weeks ago and it seems to be a hive of activity. And this Saturday here at Lara Recreation Reserve got a very, very important charity day. And the Ower family are very well known around Geelong football circles and in particular here at Lara United Football Club. And unfortunately, one of the Ower clan, Lachlan Ower, is fighting his own health battle. And Kick for Lockie Day is being organised this Saturday right here. And to tell us a little bit more about that, we caught up with one of the organisers and also one of his brothers, Kieran Ower. Well, Kieran, thank you for joining us here on the Geelong Region Soccer Show podcast. And Kick for Lock Day is coming up this Saturday right here. Not kind of the nicest thing to be talking about, but at the same time, leading up to it, it's been amazing, hasn't it? Tell us firstly, Kick for Locky Day, what's it about?
Well, firstly, thanks for having us,
Pleasure.
Tonchi, on the show. Kick for Lock is mainly an awareness for bowel cancer in young men, because Lockie, he's 28. It's not something that he would have thought would be going through at 28. So as well as a fundraiser match, it's also, I guess, an awareness for everyone, a lot of young people at this club. So awareness for everyone to get themselves checked and to look after their mates, because it's not something he was experiencing, not something that the family was expecting to go through. So anything we can do to help him and his wife through this difficult stage is what we plan on doing. Lara United was, generous enough to offer the Kick for Lock, the fundraiser match. So we're very thankful for Lara United to give us this opportunity to raise some funds and raise some awareness for bowel cancer as well.
Yeah, to put that into perspective, folks, the Ower family, like I said, very well known around the circles. Mark was a president here once. He was probably one of the most hated men around Geelong because he was a referee for many. But Brad, very well known. He's done coaching at North Geelong, at Lara United, Geelong Rangers, I'm pretty sure, Football Stars Academy. And Kieran, you've played a lot with Lockie, who played here as well.
Correct.
Let's talk about those good old days. What was it like playing with your brothers?
Oh, it was good fun.
Was it just Lockie you played with, or Brad as well? Or?
So I've got an other brother as well. So it's Brad, Josh, myself, and then Lockie. So
That's right. Can't forget Josh.
We've all played together. Yeah. So, and I think we've all played with Dad at one stage throughout, I guess, the journey.
Yeah.
And, growing up, you play with all your brothers, and we used to kick the soccer ball in the backyard and to play for Lara all together. It was a good laugh, had lots of fun.
Yeah.
So,
it's great to see how far the club has come in the last maybe 10, 15 years, but in particular the last few years, having a social space like this and being able to organise various functions. So obviously that's happening this Saturday. Do tell us, what's the day involved and what is, tell us all about Kick for Lock Day.
Sure. So I guess, the Lara's history of the red and the blue, I guess, past players match. We're incorporating that as part of the day.
How old is Lara, by the way? Lara United. Oh, it's a while back, isn't it?
Let's go back to 2019.
Oh, it must be 20 odd years. If you know, pop it in the comments section below. But yeah,
at least 2000, early 2000s. At least early 2000s.
Yeah.
So past players match. So red versus blue. So we've got the top list here. So Kovo and Sheen were very, fortunate for us to donate these shirts. So very much thank you to the team at Sheen and to Kovo. So keeping the history of red and blue in there.
Yep.
And that kicks off at 1 p.m. And then fundraisers, raffle prizes. So that'll be raffle tickets and then raffle prizes at the end. Then obviously we open it up for the seniors, Lara versus Deakin at 3 o'clock. So I guess the opening match before the local derby.
Yeah, and what a fantastic occasion it's going to be. I know last year Deakin had a fundraiser as well for a youngster out that way, and once again, cancer amongst young people. It's just becoming far too common, and it shouldn't be the case, but it is. But unfortunately, you've got unfortunate set of circumstances, but fortunately it's bringing that football community together, and that's something that we love, and I know that's something that the Owers have really worked hard over the last few decades. So it must be fantastic that good old Deakin Ducks, they've come on board as well.
Yep.
What do we want from the football community? Here's a chance to appeal to everyone out in the football community to come and support the day.
Well, thank you to Deakin because they swap the matches around. So they were happy to facilitate that fixture. So a big thank you to Deakin for facilitating that for the Saturday. So I really appreciate that. All we're asking for is many people come down, buy a sausage, buy a drink. All the funds from Lara, they're generously donated towards the fundraiser as well. So Lara United have been huge for that. They've done absolutely everything they can to help make a good day. So bring all your family, your friends down, and many people as you can to support such a terrible illness. And as any small gesture, donation, etc., will go a long way to Lockie and Laura to support them on this difficult journey.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. We have got a community, a football community that is able to band together and support people like that. And like I said, everyone knows the Owers through one way or another. People have been involved with your brothers, with your dad. So very, very well-known footballing family here in Geelong. You mentioned Sheen, you mentioned Kovo. Are there any other sponsors as well that have come on board?
We've had heaps of sponsors, whether local or bigger businesses around Geelong. My wife's done all the ring-arounds. We've got medals kindly donated by Geelong Mid-City Trophy, I think it is. They've donated some medals for the day. The billboard down in Apco and Lara, that was donated by a signage business, Gav's T-shirts and signs. We've had heaps and heaps of sponsors jumping on board, so it's been great. So as they've donated gift vouchers and actual physical products for us to raffle off and to raise those funds. So there's a Kick for Lock website which has all the details of those sponsors.
Yeah, what's
online.
that? What's the website? Do you know it off the top of your head?
No.
It's down here in the comment section below, folks. Do go to the website. Pop down to Lara Recreation Reserve if you can this Saturday. Kick for Lock Day, very, very important day. There's going to be a great crowd because it's going to be a past players event. It's going to be the local derby as well. As you mentioned, sausage sizzle and raffles and what you're not going on here. So, and if nothing else, it's a great opportunity just to catch up with people we probably haven't caught up for a long, long time. And it's like as I said, it's in this unfortunate set of circumstances, we've got a fortunate situation where we are able to bring the community together.
Definitely.
On a final note, how is young Lockie doing?
Lockie's doing really well. So treatment, he's responding really well to treatment. In good spirits, he's got a good support network around him with his wife and close friendship group. But, he's a few knocks in the road, a few bumps in the road, but overall he's doing really well to treatment. So it's he's looking, it's on the up, which is really good. Yeah, so
fantastic.
Well,
I think I can safely say, Kieran, on behalf of the entire Geelong football community, and certainly all of us who are involved in the Geelong Region Soccer Show, we wish Lockie all the very, very best for his treatment and the road to recovery. And mate, to you and to all the other organisers and to the Ower family, a very, very successful Kick for Lock Day this coming Saturday.
Beautiful. Thanks, Tonchi. Appreciate it.
Folks, you heard it. So Kick for Lock Day this Saturday. Turn up from 12 o'clock onwards here at Lara Recreation Reserve. If you're involved or your club's involved with another game that day, turn up early, grab a sausage, give a donation, or even turn up after your game has played and just make an appearance here. The Ower family, Lara United Football Club will certainly appreciate your any donation, big or small. We're going to take a short break. When we return, we'll continue with tonight's episode of the Geelong Region Soccer Show podcast. And folks, that brings us to the end of the 18th episode for the season of the Geelong Region Soccer Show podcast. We hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Just a reminder, this is the third last episode for the year. Next week will be the second last episode, the 19th episode, because at the moment, as things stand, we've only got funding for 20 episodes, which will be a crying shame. We wanted to get to 25 episodes this year. Even 24 episodes would mean we'd hit our 200th episode in 8 seasons. And folks, it's up to you. Please, I ask you, and I ask the football community in Geelong, if you really do want this show to continue to at least see out the current season in its entirety, consider your club either sponsoring an episode of the Geelong Region Soccer Show or your business. communitysportsmedia@gmail.com. That's communitysportsmedia@gmail.com is our email address. If you know me personally, reach out to me personally. If you, or you could do it through our Facebook, our Twitter, our LinkedIn, our Instagram, all of those pages, YouTube channel. Contact us and send us a private message if your business is keen. $500 for 5 episodes, $100 per episode. That's all it takes. Having said that, thank you so much to our sponsors for tonight. Curva Coaching Geelong, who have been our business advertising sponsor all year. To Adrian Leah, thank you so much, Ado. If it wasn't for you, we probably would not have come out this year. And to the Birregurra General Store as well, to Steve and Angus DeCunto, who have sponsored this show, I think, now for 3 years running as well. But, we can't rely on the same old faces. Folks, you see what we're producing. You know what we're doing. We've been doing it for 8 years. We now need your support. On that note, thank you very much for being a part of the Geelong Region Soccer Show tonight. We hope to see you again next Monday night at 8 p.m. Until then, have a great, great week. Bye-bye.